This is the story of an unsettling true prom night horror story I am going to tell you. So sit back, listen carefully, and imagine it like you are right there with me. Because once you hear this, you might never think of prom night the same way again. It happened about 10 years ago, in a small town where everyone knew each other. The kind of place where doors stayed unlocked, and the biggest excitement of the year was prom night. It was a big deal. Everyone would dress up, rent limos, and dance until midnight. It was supposed to be a night you would remember forever. But for one group of friends, it became a memory they wished they could erase. The main person in this story is Jenna. She wasn't the most popular girl in school, but she had a tight group of friends, Kayla, Marcus, and Ethan. They were the kind of friends who had grown up together, shared secrets, and survived high school drama side by side. Prom night was supposed to be their last big moment before they all went off to different colleges. The night started normal. They got ready at Jenna's house, laughing, taking pictures, and making promises that nothing would ever change between them. Around 7 p.m., they headed to the school gym where the prom was being held. Everything looked magical. Fairy lights hanging from the ceiling, a DJ playing all the hit songs, and everyone dressed like movie stars. For a while, everything felt perfect. But here's where it starts to get strange. Halfway through the night, Jenna realized she had left her clutch purse in the limo. It wasn't a big deal, just some makeup, her phone, and a small mirror her grandmother had given her. She told her friends she'd be right back and headed outside. The limo was parked near the back of the school, a little way off from where all the lights and people were. As Jenna walked across the parking lot, she noticed how quiet it had gotten. The music from the gym was just a distant thump. The night was cold, even though it was supposed to be spring. The air felt heavy somehow, like something was waiting. She laughed at herself, thinking she was just being silly. It was just a dark parking lot, right? She found the limo and opened the door. She reached inside, grabbed her clutch, and as she closed the door, she thought she heard someone whisper her name. Soft, barely a sound. She spun around fast, but there was no one there. Just empty cars and the dark school building. She told herself it was the wind and hurried back toward the gym. But halfway there, she heard footsteps behind her. Not running, just walking. Slow and steady. She froze. The footsteps stopped. She started walking again, faster now. And the footsteps started again too, matching her pace. She was only a few feet from the gym door when she felt a hand brush against the back of her dress. Not a hard grab, just the lightest touch. She bolted inside, heart racing, and slammed the door behind her. She turned, expecting to see someone standing outside. But there was no one there. She found her friends and told them what happened. They laughed it off, saying maybe some drunk senior was messing around. Jenna tried to laugh too, but something inside her stayed cold. She couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still watching her. The rest of the night passed without anything crazy happening. They danced, took more pictures, and when it was time to leave, they all piled back into the limo. They were joking, talking about going to an after party at Kayla's cousin's house. Jenna tried to relax. Maybe she really had imagined it all. The limo took a different route to get to the party, cutting through a bunch of back roads and empty neighborhoods. It was late, close to 1 a.m., and the streets were dark, almost no streetlights at all. They were laughing about some old-school rumors when suddenly the limo slowed down. There was a figure standing in the middle of the road. At first, they thought it was someone from another school playing a prank. But as they got closer, the figure didn't move. It just stood there, facing the limo. The driver honked the horn. Nothing. Jenna leaned forward to see better and felt her stomach drop. It wasn't just anyone. It was a man. Tall, wearing a dirty tuxedo that looked decades old. His skin was pale, almost gray under the headlights, and his eyes were wrong. They were too wide, too dark. And he was smiling. A stretched, awful smile that didn't reach his eyes. The driver tried to go around him, but when the limo moved to the side, the man took a step in the same direction, blocking them again. It was like he knew exactly where they were trying to go. That's when Jenna noticed it. In his hand, he was holding something. It was small and silver. At first, she thought it was a knife. But when she looked closer, her blood ran cold. It was her mirror. The small antique mirror her grandmother had given her. The one she had left in her clutch earlier. The friends started yelling at the driver to back up, to turn around. The driver, panicked, threw the limo into reverse. The man didn't move. He just stood there, watching them, still smiling. They sped backward down the street, the tires screeching. After a few minutes, they found another road and took off toward town. Nobody spoke. They just sat there breathing hard, not daring to look back. They made it to Kayla's cousin's house and ran inside like something was chasing them. They tried to call the police, but there was no clear way to explain what happened. What were they supposed to say? That a ghost or a psycho in an old tuxedo had been waiting for them on a dark road? Later that night, when Jenna finally opened her clutch to get her phone, she found something else inside. Her mirror was back, but it wasn't how she had left it. The glass was cracked right down the middle, and scratched into the silver backing were two words, so faint she almost missed them. Found you. None of them ever spoke about that night again. They graduated, moved away, started their new lives. But Jenna says she still sometimes dreams about him, the man in the tuxedo, standing at the end of her bed, holding that broken mirror, smiling that terrible, stretched smile. And the worst part? She always wakes up to find a fresh crack in the new mirror she keeps on her nightstand. So if you ever lose something on prom night, maybe, just maybe, leave it behind. Some things are better lost forever.